It's official. The James Cook saga is over, and the Buffalo Bills finally have their guy locked in for the long term. After months of speculation, tension, and back and forth drama, Cook has signed a 4-year extension worth $48 million, with a whopping $30 million guaranteed. And while the number may not have hit the $15 million per year that Cook originally hoped for, the resolution couldn't have come at a better time. This deal is as close to ideal as you'll find for both the player and the franchise. And now the Bills can shift their focus back to football. Now let's rewind a little bit. This whole thing started back in February when James Cook casually dropped a comment during an Instagram live, stating he wanted $15 million per season. At first it felt like posturing, the kind of negotiation tactic that's more smoke than fire. But then the situation escalated. Cook skipped all voluntary off-season activities. He showed up to training camp, went through the motions during the first stretch, and then suddenly held in. He warmed up with the team during pregame against the Giants, but didn't play. The message was clear. This wasn't just about money. This was about respect, about value, about establishing his place among the top running backs in the league. For a while, it looked like the stalemate could drag on. But out of nowhere, he was back on the field at practice. Then boom, extension signed. Just like that, the tension was gone. 4 years, $12 million per year, $30 million guaranteed. That's a big number, but not the type that breaks the team's financial structure. And when you dig into the details, you start to see how this deal hits the sweet spot between fair market value and long-term stability. At $12 million per season, Cook now ranks tied for the 6th highest paid running back in the NFL, alongside Josh Jacobs. Ahead of him, the likes of Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, and Alvin Kamara. That's elite company. And while some fans may raise an eyebrow at those numbers, especially in a league that's grown increasingly reluctant to invest heavily in the running back position, this isn't an overpay. If anything, it's a calculated bet, and a smart one at that. What makes this deal even more reasonable is how it stacks up against the league's rising salary cap. Cook's new contract accounts for roughly 4.3% of the current cap, placing him 7th in terms of cap percentage among running backs. That metric matters more than people realize. The NFL's cap has exploded by over $50 million in the past 2 years, and contracts signed under older caps can't be used as fair comparisons anymore. Context is everything, and when you factor that in, Cook's deal comes across as well-balanced and forward-thinking. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Cook didn't get his $15 million per year, but he did get one of the highest guarantees among running backs. His $30 million in guaranteed money ranks 3rd league-wide, trailing only Barkley and Raiders rookie Ashton Jeanty. That's a massive win on his side. While the average annual salary might have come down, locking in that guaranteed money is a huge statement and a sign that the Bills are committed to Cook as a foundational piece of the offense for the foreseeable future. So why did this make sense now? Because Cook has earned it. No, he hasn't had the most volume in the league. And no, he's not a bruiser who's going to give you 300 touches a season. But what he brings to this offense is unique, and it's tailored to how Buffalo wants to play. He's efficient, he's explosive, he's reliable, and perhaps most importantly, he's durable. Cook turns 26 next month, but what sets him apart from other backs his age is how little wear and tear he's taken. At Georgia, he logged under 300 touches over 4 seasons. That's almost unheard of for a college starter. In the NFL, he's just now approaching 650 touches through 3 years. That's low mileage, and it bodes well for his long-term value. Injuries, almost non-existent. He's missed 1 game in his NFL career, a minor ankle tweak against the Jets. That's it. Availability is a skill, and Cook has it in spades. When you add that to his fit within Buffalo's zone-heavy rushing attack, you start to understand why this investment isn't just about numbers, it's about identity. Cook is a perfect match for the system. His ability to cut back, bounce plays outside, and explode through creases adds a dynamic layer to the offense that few backs in the league can replicate. And it's not just the physical talent, it's the growth. Remember when he came out of Georgia? The narrative was that he was a pass-catching back, a gadget guy. Some even questioned whether he should be a wide receiver instead. And that's how raw and specialized he was viewed. Fast forward. 3 seasons, and James Cook has completely shattered those expectations. He's evolved into a true all-purpose threat. In 2023, he posted over 1,500 yards from scrimmage. The following season, 1,300 yards and 18 total touchdowns. And perhaps most importantly, he cleaned up the flaws in his game. Fumbles gone, drops rare, physicality night and day. In 2023, he looked tentative, light-footed in the hole, sometimes hesitant to finish runs with authority. But in 2024, that version of Cook disappeared. He ran behind his pads. He delivered contact. He set the tone. His vision, especially on zone runs, has become one of his most impressive traits. He has that rare ability to read leverage, adjust on the fly, and set up defenders for missed tackles. He's not the biggest back in the world, listed at 5'11", just under 200 pounds, but his balance, footwork, and burst make him a consistent home run threat every time he touches the ball. And let's talk about what this deal means for the offense moving forward. First and foremost, stability. The Bills now have Cook locked up through his prime. Behind him, rookie Ray Davis is under contract for 3 more years, and Ty Johnson has 2 years left. That's a strong, complete room, one that gives Buffalo flexibility, explosiveness, and depth at a position that often feels like a revolving door in today's NFL. More than that, it allows the Bills to lean into what worked last season. This wasn't just a pass-heavy team with a running game tacked on for balance. The rushing attack was a legitimate weapon, and Cook was a huge reason why. In a year where the passing game sometimes lacked its usual explosiveness, Cook gave the offense life with big plays on the ground and through the air. That's not easy to find, and it's even harder to replace. So no, the Bills don't need Cook to suddenly become a bell cow who touches the ball 300 times a year. That's not the goal. In fact, part of what makes him so effective is that he doesn't have to carry that kind of load. Keeping him fresh, using him in a 50% workload role, is probably the smartest way to maximize his value and longevity. It's not about justifying the contract with volume. It's about getting the most out of a unique player who can flip a game with a single touch. And honestly, if Cook continues to perform the way he did in 2024, this deal is going to look like a bargain in 2 years, especially as the salary cap continues to rise. $12 million might sound like a lot today, but in the grand scheme of future cap projections, it's going to feel like a mid-tier contract for a top-tier impact. The Bills are betting on Cook's trajectory, and everything we've seen so far suggests that bet is going to pay off. Of course, there are ripple effects. You can't pay everyone. That's the cold reality of the salary cap. And when you start lining up future extensions, O'Cyrus Torrence, Connor McGovern, David Edwards, things get tight. Priorities have to be made. But the Bills were never going to keep all of them. That was understood. And when it comes down to it, securing Cook now means they've chosen to build around a core that includes a dynamic run game to complement Josh Allen's arm. It's a calculated trade-off, and it's one that makes sense, especially if the cap continues its upward climb. There's already optimism that the new ESPN NFL media deal will pour even more money into the system, which could help the Bills retain more key pieces. And even if McGovern ends up walking, there are contingency plans in place. Alec Anderson is developing. Cedric Van Prangranger could step into a role. The line is deep, and the front office is thinking ahead. At the end of the day, what this deal really represents is a vote of confidence in Cook, in the offense, and in the direction of the team. This wasn't a desperation signing. It wasn't a reaction to pressure. It was a carefully timed decision to lock in a player who fits perfectly into what the Bills want to be. Fast, balanced, explosive, and versatile. And for fans, this is a moment to exhale. No more drama. No more hold-ins. No more wondering if your star running back is going to play nice with the front office. It's done. James Cook is a Buffalo Bill for the next 4 years. And if the last 3 seasons have taught us anything, it's that this guy hasn't come close to hitting his ceiling. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Patrick Mahomes, the undisputed leader of the Kansas City Chiefs and the face of the franchise's modern dominance, has suddenly found himself at the center of swirling rumors that are shaking the NFL community. While no official statement has been made by either side, whispers from behind the scenes suggest that the Buffalo Bills have quietly been assessing the possibility of making a stunning move to lure the superstar quarterback away from Kansas City. The mere idea of Mahomes wearing a Bills uniform seems almost impossible, given his massive contract and deep ties to the Chiefs organization. But the chatter has grown louder in recent weeks, fueled by cryptic social media activity and comments from unnamed league insiders. According to speculation, Buffalo's front office has been considering an aggressive play that would shock the football world, potentially involving a trade package of unprecedented scale. This would not only reshape the AFC power balance, but also ignite fierce debates about loyalty, legacy, and the ever-changing nature of professional sports. Fans on both sides have already begun to imagine the possibilities, with some dismissing the idea as pure fantasy, and others claiming there is more truth to the story than anyone is willing to admit in public. The reasons behind such a sensational rumor are as intriguing as the rumor itself, with multiple theories circulating about what could drive Mahomes and the Chiefs apart, enough to even allow for this scenario to be discussed. Some insiders hint that Kansas City's salary cap situation is becoming increasingly tight, forcing the front office to make uncomfortable decisions about the future. Mahomes, while seemingly untouchable, remains a player in a league where nothing is truly guaranteed, and even legends have been moved before. Others believe that Buffalo, frustrated by repeatedly falling short in the playoffs, is desperate to make a bold move that could immediately tilt the scales in their favor. Josh Allen is undeniably talented, but whispers suggest that internal voices have begun asking whether Mahomes' unique skill set and proven Super Bowl pedigree could be the missing piece to bring a championship to Buffalo. While most experts still see such a move as improbable, history has shown that the NFL is never short of surprises, and what seems impossible today can quickly become tomorrow's headline. Adding further fuel to the speculation are subtle signals that some believe could be pointing toward discontent within Mahomes' camp. Sources close to the situation claim that the quarterback has been less engaged in recent team-building activities, a detail that may or may not be significant, but has certainly caught the attention of the rumor mill. Meanwhile, Buffalo's front office has been unusually quiet in recent weeks, avoiding direct comments about their quarterback situation and declining to shut down the idea of a seismic trade when pressed by reporters. In the unpredictable business of the NFL, silence can often speak louder than words, and some believe this strategic non-response could be part of a larger plan. Financially, the logistics would be daunting, with Mahomes carrying one of the most lucrative contracts in sports history. But restructuring deals and creative cap management are not unheard of when teams believe a generational talent is within reach. This entire situation has become a magnet for speculation, with analysts, fans, and rival executives all weighing in on whether this is a baseless rumor or the first sign of a league-altering transaction. Social media has amplified the chatter to unprecedented levels, with fans creating mock-ups of Mahomes in a Bills jersey and debating the potential fallout on message boards, podcasts, and sports talk shows. Hashtags linking Mahomes to Buffalo have begun trending, with some posts claiming to have inside information, while others admit they are simply enjoying the chaos of imagining such a dramatic shift. The potential ripple effects are enormous. Kansas City would be forced into an immediate and aggressive search for a new franchise quarterback, while Buffalo could instantly become the odds-on favorite for the Super Bowl. Yet the very public excitement also comes with a sense of skepticism, as seasoned NFL followers know how easily rumors can be inflated beyond reality. Still, the possibility has gained enough traction that even players from other teams have been dropping cryptic comments online, further muddying the waters between fact and fiction. For every fan convinced this is an elaborate fantasy, there seems to be another willing to believe that backroom discussions have already begun, and that a monumental shakeup may be closer than anyone dares to predict. Ultimately, whether this situation evolves into a genuine pursuit or fades away as an off-season curiosity. The Mahomes to Buffalo rumor has already made a significant impact on the NFL narrative. It has shifted attention from routine preseason discussions to one of the most captivating what-if scenarios in recent memory. For Kansas City, even entertaining such a thought raises questions about the long-term direction of the team and its commitment to keeping Mahomes as the cornerstone for the next decade. For Buffalo, it represents a bold, almost audacious willingness to explore every possible path to a championship, even if that means rewriting the league's unwritten rules about franchise stability and quarterback loyalty. As the weeks go on, the story will either gather momentum with new revelations or quietly vanish into the archives of off-season speculation, remembered only as a wild idea that briefly set the sports world alight. Until then, every subtle hint, every public appearance, and every vague social media post will be scrutinized for clues. Because in the high-stakes theater of the NFL, the line between rumor and reality is often thinner than it seems. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.